Hello, I am Rasha El-Kafas. I'm a lecturer of clinical and chemical pathology and a postdoc at the Molecular Research and Diagnostic Unit at Cairo University, Faculty of Medicine, Egypt. I'm happy to share my experience as a host for H3ABioNet funded courses in Cairo, Egypt. Through our local classrooms, we were virtually connected to a panel of experts from different African countries. In 2019, we hosted the Introduction to Bioinformatics training course, which was organized by 16 teaching assistants and attended by 52 participants from 12 different Egyptian universities and institutes. This course had essentially met the tremendous need for developing bioinformatics skills. The ability to connect with expert trainers and training on open source bioinformatic tools were an eye-opener and providing a platform to discuss any met challenges. In 2022, we hosted the African Genomic Medicine training course, which was also organized by 13 teaching assistants and attended by 27 participants from 13 different Egyptian universities and institutes. This course had emphasized the practical application of genomic medicine into diverse settings through health workers. And in our classrooms, different research ideas and research groups were born to address the challenges met of applying genomic medicine in Egypt. On behalf of the Chemical Pathology Department classroom and the Molecular Research and Diagnostic Unit classroom, I express my deepest appreciation to the core team at Cape Town University and all the organizers who made these courses available all over the continent. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Shegun Fatumo. Today, I just want to say a very, very big thank you to H3ABioNet Network and H3 Africa in general. So like you all are aware, so the H3 Africa Consortium was launched around 2012 in Addis Ababa. And in such meeting, one side meeting, which include Professor Oyekomi Nash, Professor Charles Rotimi, Nikki Moda, and Maj Sawu. So they were deliberating on some strategic capacity building on genomics and bioinformatics. And fortunately, so my name came up as someone that could benefit in that kind of training, that would be able to undergo that kind of training at the Sanger Institute. So their plan was that this would be rotational from lab to lab. So their proposed postdoc on genomic epidemiology of non-communicable disease was almost completely off track my background because my PhD focus was on analysis of biochemical pathway of Plasmodium falciparum. So which I did years before that time with Ezekiel Adebi in Nigeria. And my first postdoc also was related to that on malaria and bioinformatics, which I did in the US with Jessica Kinsinger. So a few months later, that deliberation, specifically in January of 2013, so I started a postdoc at the Sanger Institute with Maj. This postdoc was fully funded by H3ABioNet, which I'm very, very grateful for. This was funded through the node, NABDA node in Abuja, that is led by Oyekomi Nash. So it was a completely new learning experience for me at that time. I was learning completely new skills that was outside what I trained for my PhD. So at Sanger, I was grateful because I was strategically positioned to co-lead what was considered to be a large-scale African genomic program at that time, using data from Uganda. So this work eventually led to some high-impact journal paper, including one in Cell, which I was a co-first author. So during that time, I was fully participating in different H3ABioNet training. I think I should mention specifically a training that was done on communicating science training on grant writing, and I also participated fully on other bioinformatics workshop as a learning and building my skills. So at the second round of the H3 Africa funding, that was around 2016. So just because I've had some experience on running genomic association study, GWAS, having some bioinformatics experience in those few years at the first round. So I was called upon to participate in a new H3 Africa grant application to be part of a group writing that, which were focusing on intergenerational epigenomics of trauma and PTSD in Rwanda. So I was to participate as a career development fellow. So fortunately, this NIH grant was successful. And wow, that practically sets me on autopilot for my career. I'm grateful for the training opportunity that I had with H3ABioNet, the further training I had with H3 Africa, with my colleague from Rwanda, particularly Leon Mutesa, Monica Udi at the University of South Florida, Derek Whiteman, also in USF in the University of South Florida, and also Stefan Justin and other people in Rwanda. So I really love that experience that I had with them. So I've since then won my own personal fellowship grant from Wellcome Trust, and that's been very, very successful so far. I've established my research group, and currently I'm now training 3 postdocs. I'm training 4 PhD students as the main supervisor. And they are from different parts of Africa, including from Uganda, from Malawi, from Nigeria, and from Mali. I also have additional 3 PhD students supporting as co-supervisor. You see, the experience I've had, the training I've had from H3 Africa, they have made this possible. So I haven't benefited so much from the H3ABioNet and H3 Africa in general. I clearly understand that it is now my time to create multiple rooms of opportunity for other young African scientists, and I'm really, really determined to do this. So I'm grateful for all this opportunity and training I've had from everywhere. So today I go to conference all over the world. This year alone, I'm probably giving at least 10 different invited talk and keynote talk at different conferences in only 2022. So those training that I've had on communication science, on the GWAS, and analyzing landscape data set have made this possible. And I'm so grateful to everyone who is instrumental and contributed to this in one way or the other. I'm so grateful for everyone that have been mentoring me all along the way. So as I end, I really want to thank the leadership of the H3 Africa and H3 Bioinformatics Network. I thank you for great work that you have done, particularly for me and other young African scientists. Thank you for providing opportunity for us. I thank you for being strategic. I thank you for going beyond yourself. Thank you for creating the future for us. Thank you, and God bless. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Ruth Nanjala, currently a PhD student at the University of Oxford. I became part of H3ABioNet through the ENBIT MSc program offered at Pwani University, Kenya. My MSc research, based at the University of Cape Town, focused on assessing HLA imputation accuracy in selected African populations. This project served as a baseline for my PhD project of interest, enabling me to successfully compete for a PhD studentship at Oxford University. Also, as part of H3ABioNet, I was trained as a carpentry instructor and have been involved in teaching different carpentry lessons at different institutes across the world. Lastly, I led the Bioinformatics Mentorship and Incubation Program at ECP Kenya, and this was last year. Through this program, I was involved in coordinating the entire program, teaching different bioinformatics concepts, as well as mentoring bioinformatics interns. Most of the interns who have gone through this program have been able to secure master's opportunities as well as job opportunities within and outside Kenya. Thank you so much, H3ABioNet.
Hi, my name is Cindy Swalukele, and I'm the Training and Outreach Coordinator affiliated with the H3ABioNet UCT node. Well, I have a good story to tell with regards to my relationship with the H3ABioNet network. The fact that I was once a beneficiary of their many courses and now they've absorbed me into the company as a coordinator. It's a success story that I continue to trumpet because it shows that I've learned so much from the program to a point that they trust in me to implement some of the programs as their coordinator. And the mere fact that some of my successes are based on that, I'm looking at consultancy lucratively because I've realized that there's still a niche where we need to develop more research, especially for the clinical world, in solving those and be able to have diagnostic abilities and treatment options against various diseases. So the network has helped me a lot. I've launched my own company in consultancy, and I'm hoping that one day this company will advise the African government in order to adopt bioinformatics as a curriculum, make sure that it's launched so that the African children have other avenues they can explore and implement in order to solve health-related societal problems. So to the organizers and the leads, thank you so much. This initiative was very important for us, and it ensured that the 27 nodes that are launched across Africa, they benefit, and all the participants and the African researchers that were part of those nodes, they've benefited so much, so greatly, and have improved in ways on how they can solve their own health-related problems, scientific problems. So thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maha Shaheen, and I'm a MAPI TLG Middle East Partnership Initiative Tomorrow's Leaders Graduate Scholar at the Lebanese American University. It is a leadership program for tomorrow's leaders graduates, and it is an initiative for students from the Middle East and North Africa or the MENA region. Today, we are gathered to celebrate 10 years of advancing bioinformatics research and capacity building in Africa, and I'm proud to be part of this milestone. Also, I'd like to share my story and how H3ABioNet has played a role in my career. The first training I attended was H3ABioNet Welcome Connecting Science NGS Bioinformatics training course. The course covered the latest techniques in NGS bioinformatics and gave me an intensive practical hands-on experience. And I was able to acquire new skills and knowledge that I still use every day. But the impact of this training, it went way beyond just the technical skills. The training helped me to write successful project application and I applied for a fund for 1.5 million Egyptian pounds, and the application, it was successful. And I secured this fund for the research centers that I used to work for. The second training I attended was research data management course. This course emphasized the importance of managing that research data and how to implement the best practices in this area. I learned how to organize and store data in a way that makes it accessible, secure, and usable for future analysis. This training has been invaluable in ensuring the success of my research. The impact of these trainings has been significant in my career, and I'm really grateful to H3ABioNet for providing such opportunities and supporting the growth of bioinformatics community in Africa. Also, I'm proud to be part of the emerging Egyptian bioinformatics network. And it's also worth mentioning that the majority of the founding members are affiliated either directly or indirectly to H3ABioNet via hosting such training or being trainees. There is no doubt that investing in bioinformatics research and capacity building is crucial for continuing the growth and development of this field in Africa. And we shall all support that. Finally, I want to thank you for watching this testimonial, and let's continue the good work together and invest all our resources in that, and always support H3ABioNet. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Reem Salem. I'm a professor in medical biochemistry and molecular biology at Ain Shams University and Galala University in Egypt. Joining H3 Africa in 2017 as a consortium member in Egypt Node was a transformative decision that pushed my career toward new and exciting opportunities. My experience in H3 Africa, specifically in its Pan-Africa network, ABioNet, has introduced me to bioinformatics, which opened me to the vast application of bioinformatics in almost all aspects of medical research. I started as a student in IBT, the Introduction to Bioinformatics course, in 2018, before becoming a lead TA in the same course several times in the following years. In 2019, I participated in a hackathon at Institut Pasteur de Tunis to develop two H3ABioNet databases and resources work package portals. My role was in the African Precision Medicine Portal, a web-based portal to collate and curate pharmacogenomics and other genomic medicine metadata specific to African population. As a member of the web content team, it was an amazing experience to be able to contribute to the outcomes of the hackathon and to collaborate with fellow doctors and biology-focused scientists, as well as the IT and technical experts. H3 Africa has facilitated my enrollment in valuable training courses provided by internationally renowned institutes such as University of Washington, in the Global Health e-learning programs, where I attended intensive courses for leadership and for project management in global health. This was a real mindset change that proved to be crucial in the success of my career, both as a teaching faculty and as a lead researcher. Additionally, I co-authored several articles with colleagues in H3 Africa and actively participated in almost all the events, conferences, and meetings that continued online even during the COVID lockdown. The most important benefit I received as a member of H3 Africa Consortium was the outstanding network of colleagues I formed throughout the years, who I proudly considered advisors and good friends. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Umar Samir. I'm Research Associate affiliated with the Gazig University Node, and I'm also working as Senior Bioinformatics Associate at Children's Cancer Hospital here in Egypt. My journey with H3ABioNet started when I joined the Gazig University. After that, one of the most amazing things happened to me was joining the hands-on training on NGS in Senegal, which was sponsorship by H3ABioNet, because in this hands-on training, they introduced me to the NGS era and how to do the variant calling pipelines and how to manipulate FASTQ file and how to do the quality check and how to do the trimming. So this hands-on training was the start of my journey in bioinformatics. After that, by 2 years, I joined the master program offered by Rhodes University, where I joined the master program there in Bioinformatics under supervision of Professor Oslim, which is part of the H3ABioNet also. And her supervision was life-changing for me, because this master program introduced me to the Python programming and the drug design and molecular dynamic simulation pipelines, which completely changed the way I think when I deal with biological data overall. So I'm very grateful for the H3ABioNet for giving me the chance to join the hands-on training on NGS at the beginning and at the end joining the master program. And also I'm very grateful for Professor Oslim for her supervision and Professor Samar Qasim for her supervision and for their guidance, and they really changed my life. So at the end, thanks H3ABioNet for everything. Thanks for the amazing things happening to me, and I'm very grateful for everyone. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed Farhat. I am an assistant professor affiliated to H3ABioNet Egypt node in Zagzag University. I got my master's degree under supervision of Professor Samar Qasim. After that, everything is changed. I have joined H3ABioNet as a PhD student and teaching assistant. It was my great shift from medical informatics to bioinformatics. I have studied the basics of molecular biology and genetics, get a good knowledge about Unix-based operating systems and command line throughout the H3ABioNet training courses. Later, I found more advanced challenges such as next generation sequencing technologies and R programming, bash scripts, and how to run a full pipeline for different studies. These challenges became my usual and easier tasks to do later because of the advanced training courses offered by H3ABioNet. I got my PhD with Professor Samar, my mentor and my supervisor, and now I am NGS data analyst, Linux and R trainer, and assistant professor in bioinformatics programs in more than a university in Egypt. There is something also to say about H3ABioNet. In Egypt, it's not easy to travel abroad, so it's like a dream for any young person to travel. H3ABioNet enabled me to travel to many countries. I will never forget my feelings at the first time I went to the airport and landed on a foreign country. A lot of memories made with a lot of friends throughout this community from many different countries. Thank you H3ABioNet for everything, and goodbye.
Hello everyone, my name is Sabah Ibrahim. I am a researcher at the National University Biomedical Research Institute, or NUBRI, at the National University Sudan. I was introduced to the H3ABioNet through the IBT course in 2018. And I still remember the day I got an acceptance letter from the IBT course, and I consider it one of my 5 highlights in life. The IBT course had assisted me in gaining more knowledge about biological databases along with Linux command lines. Besides, it paved the way for me to join NUBRI Attachment Research Program, leading to my full-time enrollment as a researcher in the Department of Bioinformatics and Biostatistics. Ever since, I was responsible of studying and analyzing biological data that belongs to Sudanese pathogen genomics, such as gram-negative bacteria and hepatitis B virus. In addition, many other bioinformatics courses that belong to the H3ABioNet has motivated me in enhancing and developing my career. For example, the 16S microbiome had sparked my interest in learning about R programming language, which now I use for a variety of complex statistical computations. In addition, many courses that I have been a teaching assistant in, such as the IBT course and the next generation sequencing course, has assisted me in gaining experience in Linux command lines and NGS analysis. And I have also enjoyed teaching and facilitating to students. The H3ABioNet appeals to me because of its critical mission in fostering bioinformatics courses all across Africa for students and learners. In addition, it also had a captivating learning environment that I highly recommend to anyone who is seeking to learn about bioinformatics. Thank you for listening, and happy 10 years anniversary for H3ABioNet.
Good day all, my name is Chisom Shiremeko. I'm from NABDA, Nigerian node. I'm a PhD student at Makerere University, and I've been a part of H3ABioNet for the past 4 years, and I've had the opportunity to witness firsthand its great impact. In 2019, I took part in the Introduction to Bioinformatics course, and this fueled my interest in bioinformatics, and it was part of my motivation to enroll for a PhD in bioinformatics. I went further to do the intermediate bioinformatics training, and currently I'm doing the post-GWAS training. These trainings have been so good because they've equipped me with the skills needed to answer some genomic questions in my PhD research. In 2020, my supervisors, Professor Nash and Dr. Fatumo, initiated an internship program to be trained at the VITS node and in Sydney Brenner under the supervision of Professor Ramsey and Dr. Chikowere. My application was successful and I spent some quality time doing a pilot study on my PhD research, GWAS of type 2 diabetes in African ancestry. Findings from these studies were presented during the Black History Month Symposium at the University of Leicester and also at the African Society of Human Genetics meeting held in Morocco last year. The skills acquired from this training put me in a great position to apply and secure fundings for my PhD research. I was awarded Commonwealth Split-Side PhD Scholarship to University of Leicester, UK, where I'm currently doing a part of my research with Dr. Battini in Professor Tobin's group. I was also awarded DRD Binational PhD grant to Helmholtz-Zentrum, Germany, where I'll be working with Dr. Harald and Professor Peters for the next 2 years. And I was also part of the scholars to be sponsored by 54Gen for the next 4 years. Being a part of H3ABioNet has given me the opportunity to meet mentors who have played great role in my career journey. First is Professor Nash. Thank you for the platform you have given me and for believing in me. To Professor Segun Fatumo, thank you for your excellent supervision and leadership. And to Dr. Chikowere, thank you for your constant advice and guidance. This wouldn't have been possible without you, Professor Nikimoda. Thank you for the great vision. Congratulations to each and every one of you seated here. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Yasmina Fakim, and I have the pleasure today of giving you a brief on the University of Mauritius node for H3ABioNet. We started in 2013 when the contract was signed for the sub-grant with UCT. And this first phase was meant mainly for capacity building and training. And we were very pleased to be able to run a number of workshops, a number of training courses, not only for Mauritius, but also for the region. So this first phase was meant to be for scientists of the Southern African countries to be trained in bioinformatics. So we have a long list of training courses that were run during this first phase. One of the first aim was to install the eBio kit in several institutions in Southern Africa, which didn't yet have good connectivity to run bioinformatics analysis. So many of these courses were attended by members from universities, from research institutions in Zambia, in Namibia, Mozambique, Malawi, Botswana, and some universities, Zimbabwe as well, and some universities in South Africa as well. So the first phase was meant to kind of introduce bioinformatics and also assist the students and researchers in using the tools, the then currently available tools for doing their own analysis. So this is a more recent picture. This is a phase 2 workshop which was run last year in 2022 on a post-GWAS, on a PRS analysis. So I'm very pleased to now tell you a little bit about some of our students who graduated and who benefited a lot from their training training that was supported by Bionet. The first I would like to mention is the case of Olivier Mahmoudi, who started as a technician at the University of Mauritius. And he was actually helping us to run some of the practical classes in bioinformatics. And he discovered that he was very good at it. So we supported him or the H3ABioNet supported him, and we recommended him for the MSc Bioinformatics at Rhodes University. And then he went on, he got a scholarship to do his PhD, and he's now a postdoctoral researcher at Rhodes. Aisha Tigali was a PhD student also who benefited, who followed the 16S, the NGS data analysis, And she was very good at performing her own analysis using all the tools that were taught to her in those courses. And Thierry was a student who worked on Shiga toxin E. coli, he's now working in industry Axo Nova Parma in Mauritius. So there are many other students whom we cannot mention here, but either masters or PhD students who did follow many of the courses, and these have helped them enormously in the quality of the thesis that they finally submitted. The other aspect of H3ABioNet that has helped us is in curriculum development. So we're very pleased now to see that we have integrated several modules in genomics and bioinformatics in our existing programs. So all of these programs listed here have a module of bioinformatics where students learn Python, and most importantly, they learn about tools and databases where they can extract information, perform their own analysis, whether it is for a BSc project or a master's project, they are able to do so. And many of our students have successfully completed the IBT course. And behind all these, of course, are all the members of the university who are in H3ABioNet. I'm just giving to them in any order. Zah has been very active in setting up and maintaining the H3ABioNet. Shakun is our current PI. She has been heading chairing the machine learning group. Anissa has been active in several groups in the phase 2, namely on databases, portals, and in the genome analysis group. Dasen has successfully been upgraded from MPhil to PhD, which he's completing now. With all the activities that we have been participating in Bionet, this has helped us to kind of also join other international consortia like the MADCAP, Africa CDC, Africa Biogenome, which is getting very big now, the Agenda, the DSI project, J4J, Welcome, Connecting Science, and so on. So finally, I'd just like to say that how grateful we are to, of course, H3ABioNet Central Node for all the coordination of activities, above all to Professor Nicola Mulder for her continued support, for University of Mauritius for hosting the node, and our many, many, many collaborators and friends which we made across Africa and institutions in the US. Thank you very much for your attention.